Wow, last season having someone that likes to talk over prediction.
We love that being the start of the finale. Hello and welcome.
We love Julian doing the one that you said last year.
Hello and welcome to the finale of 1984, Dead Men Walking. We are here to crown a winner, but first, before we can crown a winner, we need a final two. So, obviously, you guys know that Caleb and Megan won part 1 and 2 respectively. So, who do we think won final 3, and then who do we think evicted, or they evicted?
I mean, I think I know what we all want.
I mean, I know. I don't know if that's what happened.
It's honestly, Caleb and Megan are both such fierce competitors that it could go either way. So I'm more excited to see who's here because I don't think Drew's going to be the one joining us at all.
I know that every single week I have not gotten what I wanted, and the person I didn't want to go home is here. With that being said, I think it's Drew. I want it to be Megan.
That's good logic, actually.
Okay, are you guys ready to find out who it is?
Yes,
No.
sir. We're allowed to. Are they coming into this call first?
Yes, they are. They have been told to join, and there we go.
I'm sorry.
I told you guys.
What the fuck?
Okay, so
Nick, stop that.
I literally said,
like to tell everybody what happened.
Well, I got creamed in part 1. Caleb won by literally some points at a tiebreaker in part 2, and Megan won final HOH, and I guess they were right about each other, so she chose him over me.
Hold up.
Megan
won
didn't
final
take out
HOH.
Caleb.
You?
Mm-hmm.
He's a dumb bitch. I swear to God.
Is Megan
What is Megan thinking? What is Megan thinking there?
What's your thought
Megan
process?
want to win this game?
I honestly told her that I thought that she would beat me over Caleb, that it was going to be a very close vote if it was those two in the final, and she was like, well, in past orgs I played, I believe in my ride or die, riding with them till the end, blah, 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 and so I don't care what
that's funny.
happens, win or lose, I'd rather do this, so here I am.
Okay.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
Can we have
Let's
one
go.
last
All right,
jury?
everyone, let's save the stuff for the jury. Come on.
Okay. Are you guys ready for me to add the final 2?
No, I don't want them.
Anyway.
You can go.
The final 2 have been invited, so they will be hopping on any moment.
Oh, Drew. Pussy boys forever.
No.
Drake, I just gotta say before everyone's added to me, like you played an outstanding game. Social game, you're the best out of anyone here, so you should be proud, man. Seriously.
Drew, if you were going up, if you would have gotten final 2 against either of them, you would have had my vote, and I told everybody that. I'm so sad.
You had a good shot. You had a really good shot, Drew.
Really
You had a
did.
really good shot.
The tea. I'm not gonna spill the tea till after the finale. I'm just really confused right now.
There is Megan.
Fuck you, Megan!
Jack, I just want you to comment on your post.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Fuck
you, Caleb!
Oh, we're already starting. That's so good.
Fuck you, guys.
Oh, hello again.
Okay, guys, it is time, and my dog is scratching himself. Wonderful. Okay, so it is time for the jury questioning portion of the night. So first, I would like to give both two a chance to give their opening statement. As Megan won the final head of household, Megan, you can choose if you would like to go first or second here. Whoever goes first will go second in closing statement.
I'll go first.
Okay. Megan, you can begin.
Okay. You said it's 2.5 minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, I just want to say that I didn't prepare anything, like actually write anything down, because 2.5 minutes seems really fast to me. So sorry if I stumble through my words. I've also had some wine because I'm fucking nervous as hell. Oh my God, I'm so excited to see everyone again. I've missed you guys a lot. I hope that through the questions tonight and through this and my final speech, I'll be able to show you guys that I had the better game of us two and the best game of the season, and that I deserve to win 1984. we all know that there's 3 aspects to somebody's game in these things, which is social, strategic, and physical. And I think out of the final 2, I portray all 3 of those the best. I think that I was the most well-rounded player this season. From the get-go, I had a strong social game, and I made those strong bonds. And even if I had to turn against people, I was still loyal to my 2 people till the very end. In terms of strategic game, I would call my game very adaptable, that I took anything that was thrown at me and anything negative or anything that could possibly throw a wrench in my game. I was able to take that and switch it around and make it something positive for me to help me get further. And I also made a couple of big moves throughout the season and got out a couple of big targets. And then in terms of physical game, I think that's probably the most obvious for all of you, so I probably won't talk about that as much. But, I won a couple comps, I guess. And I just think that overall, after I'm able to explain all of this to you and hopefully clarify any questions or make anything clear, I hope that you all in the jury understand that I am the deserving one here and that I should win 1984.
Okay. Thank you, Megan. Caleb, you may begin.
Okay. So coming into this game, I was so nervous and so scared because I knew what it felt like to lose. I knew what it felt like to feel like I wasn't good at this game, and I wanted to make sure I did not feel that way again. I did everything in my power to make sure I was either in control or I was doing something to progress the game forward to benefit me. I did not want to go home. I didn't, and I made sure of that. I think I played a really, really good social game. Seeing that I was never a final nominee until the last HOH, I think really shows that people didn't even want to put me up, or when I was put up, I got saved. So that's something that can kind of contribute to that. I think strategically, I set off the events leading everyone into the jury. I think I had a big say in everyone who went home from a certain point in this game on. And I think strategically, Megan and Drew did play a part in that too, but I think that I set it off and I had a lot of say in how everything happened. Obviously, physically, Megan has me beat, but I'm not shy. I think I tied with Jack on competition wins. So there's that. I think I really do deserve to win. Megan played a good game. I played a better one. There's certain moves that I made that if I didn't make them, I don't even think Megan would have made her moves. If I didn't set off some events, Megan might have just continued to cheap. Obviously, I'm glad she didn't, but hopefully you guys can see that, and hopefully you guys take it easy with the jury questions.
Okay. Thank you, Caleb. With that, it is time for the questioning part of night. So we are going to go in the order of eviction. So Billy, the mayor of the jury, you may take it, or you may go.
First of all, as always, I'd just like to point out how much of a snack I'm looking like tonight. Like, seriously, holy fuck, my hair's never looked better. And this shirt is looking fucking fire. Just need to point that out. To you two, I think anyone else would do anything to be in your spot right now. Getting to the final 2 is a massive achievement, whether you do nothing or you slay the whole game. So, personal game aside, you get my heartfelt congratulations, because it's such a huge achievement and you should be proud of it and you should be happy with yourselves. And I'm just going to point out to both of you, this jury is fucking ready to shred you to bits. So be prepared. All right.
God.
Now, Caleb, to me, you played almost a flawless game. I'm just outright go and say it. Physically, you won a lot of comps. You didn't have the best physical game. Megan, I'm going to give that to you because you won the most comps. Socially, in terms of jury management, you made some big moves, but you were also able to keep really good relationships and still throw through this game whilst being the big presence that you were. And strategically, like you said, you set off a lot of big moves. You got JJ out, you got me out, you got a few other people out who were the big players. No shade, who else? But there's something I still want to clarify because I know a few other people in Australia are a little bit ticked off at you. I just want to talk about your damage control process and ask you about that. So when you made these big moves, what was your main approach to damage control to other people who may have been close to them or other people who may have not known about the move and don't trust you a little bit? So I just want to know about your process there.
I was hoping that my social game would help with the damage control, because by the time that I was making these big moves and doing all these things, I had set myself up pretty well socially. So I was hoping that these connections that I've made would kind of lessen the blow. Obviously, that wasn't always the case. There was a few times where some people were mad at me. But I still managed to keep a lot of my connections. And I think the people that were mad at me were just more outspoken about it. But I did have a lot of people who still supported me and still had my back because of the social connections I had made early in the season.
Yeah, good answer. Thank you. Megan, my girl. It has been a while since I wanted to talk to you, and I have a lot of stuff that I want to get off my chest that I have already got off my chest. I'm going to just see what comes out and pray that I don't slay you too hard. So, I think coming into this game, you, at least maybe besides JJ, I was the closest person to you. But I feel like it was also that little rift between us that we didn't have in Who Done It, where we sort of both knew we were big time players, and if we went to again with each other, we'd maybe have that feeling that we go against each other. So that's why when you got me out, I completely understood. What I didn't get was Nick W, Lamar, Lauren telling me that not a player, but you try character into trying to get me out. And when you cross that line, that's something that I don't respect. And other things you did, you made really childish sort of reactions to stuff. When I almost cried to Lauren during the eviction speech, and you was like, whatever. I gave you a pass because you seen me doing the Who Done for. I was like, you know what? He probably done that. He's probably going to do that again. Whilst that was real, I'll tell you all that right now. I understood. Here's a couple other examples though. When Lamar was making his eviction speech and saying that he was loyal to every single one of you, you rolled your eyes again. And to me, I didn't really see any example of him being disloyal to you. You were at the top of one of his list, I reckon. Jack, when he was making his replacement nominee at Final 8, clearly showing that it was a tough decision for him. You were laughing. You were like, ha 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 ha. Like, stop. Like, to be honest, strategically and physically you dominated, but it's more so like a Paul Abrahamian Big Brother 19 game to me. A lot of the jury are pissed off at you, and I want you to really clarify to me why we should see over your terrible jury management.
I thought we only got one question per, period.
Shut the fuck up. I'm Billy Stevens. I'm a two-time mayor of this place, and I'm better than all of you, so that I can get to this, okay? No,
Michael, can we get
a really bad way to put it? Shut up! I want to see, why should we see over your terrible jury management?
No, Billy, there's
really see your strategic and physical.
There's a reason why.
There, okay? Nick, please.
I'm sorry, can you ask your question again? You were cutting out a lot too in what you were talking. I think I got most of it though.
I am. So basically, why should we see over your cutthroat, sort of ruthless, strategic, and powerful game over your jury management and your sort of poor social game? Do you understand?
Yeah, and I think that you should respect my, what you called cutthroat, strategic, and physical game because I think I kind of had to be. Unfortunately, I came into this game with a lot more pre-existing friendships than I thought I would, considering I am new to 10 Gage. Obviously, there was a lot of whodunit alumni here and then other people that I knew from previous games as well. So I knew that immediately I was going to be somebody that would be targeted or at least seen as somebody who was a threat because I did have a lot of pre-existing connections. Even in the beginning of the game when I was not as cutthroat and I was more focusing on the social game, people were telling me that they thought that one of the most liked people in the house. And that to me scared me because we all know what happens to people who are well liked and very social in the house. So I think when the time came and when the game started really picking up, I had to be a little bit more cutthroat and not just rely on the nice girl, because I knew that if I relied on the nice girl, I would be the Billy or the Lauren and get, early on or middle of the jury. And I knew that I had to be cutthroat at some point and do what I needed to do to get myself further in this game so that I could be in the spot to talk to you tonight.
Good answer. All right. Both of you, you've played hella good games, flaws aside, and genuinely, hopefully personally, we can fix anything that we may have had and let the best person win. But please, I can't stress this enough. Orange games. There's a lot of people ticked off and still don't know about things. We need clarification, and that's the only way you'll win. I'm done, Michael. Thank you.
Thank you, Billy. I will address that little thing. As we only have about half the jury here tonight, I will let you guys ask one question to each house guest if you so choose. If you want to ask the same question to both of them, that is fine. So Lamar is not here. So next is Nick W.
Hi, how are you guys?
Terrified.
So I have a paper in front of me. And prior to this, I had prepared a question for both of you, and I knew which one that I was going to ask because I thought I was only allowed to ask one, but let's ask them both. So you both definitely played a very, very, very great game. I will not say that you didn't. I won't be bitter about anything. You both played fantastic games. However, Caleb, I would like to know, what makes your game better than Megan's?
I personally think Megan wouldn't be playing the game she was if it wasn't for me. I cut off the head of the snake that was JJ, and she scrambled to me, and I took advantage of that. I think without that, she wouldn't have made it much longer in this game, in my opinion. So obviously we worked together for the rest of the season, but I also had a strong say in who went home. Like, I feel like I was responsible for the Napolito vote, the Billy vote. After that, obviously you, Nick, and Lamar, I was HOH. After that, I got a little iffy when we weren't in power, but I still remained in control and made sure that I was the one going home, or that any of my allies weren't.
Fair. Thank you so much. And okay, Megan, I actually have this written down, and I'm going to read it word for word to you. Megan, while some in the jury think that you played both a great strategic and physical game, your social game was pretty weak to us. Do you think that some of your actions and words throughout the game, specifically during and right before evictions, were necessary?
Okay. Yeah, so first I'm going to address the actual question part of it, and then I guess I'll talk a little bit more about the social game. No, I don't think that everything was necessary, and to be quite honest, I think some of the times I didn't even realize if I was making gestures like what Billy was talking about or saying things. Honestly, that is a bad trait, I guess, that I had throughout this game. I guess at some points I didn't have filter for my face, or I didn't have filter for my words, and that sucks, honestly, because, you try so hard and you really do genuinely care about these people, and you don't even realize when you get caught up in the game and maybe sometimes you take it too far, and it's more of I should have thought more before I acted, how anything that I did would affect people, not in terms of jury management, but just personally, because you never know what's going to hurt somebody's feelings. And so that's something that clearly I need to work on, both in games in the future and in life. It's just to have that filter and to have that second or two of thought before I do anything. Because clearly it hurt some people's feelings. And while that was not my intention, that was the result. And so I need to acknowledge that, and I need to acknowledge people's feelings being hurt. And just, fix that as I go on in my life and in games. As for the social game, I think although I might have been a little harsh at times and cutthroat at times, I do think I did have a strong social game. Like I said, especially in the beginning, I was really close with everybody. Week 2, I was having a conversation with Brandon and Blake, and they both told me, like I said, that everybody liked me. I was one of their favorites in the house. I think that I had a strong enough social game because when I did have to unfortunately turn on people that were maybe big shocks to the house, nobody saw it coming. And then whenever I did start making those kind of moves and turning on people, the rest of the people in the house still didn't even think that it could happen to them. Because at Final 7, when I was first nominated, I still was able to have the votes to stay, which maybe because some of the people who voted, to save me that week didn't think that I could maybe turn on them as well or get them out of the game. And I do think that I have a strong social game because I was able to go into the Final 7 before being nominated. I was the last person in this game to be nominated, and I was only nominated that one time the entire game, and I still was able to get the votes to stay. So while I might have been harsh at times, and that's something I definitely need to work on, I do think that in the beginning I was able to build the relationships, and that helped propel me through the second half of the game where I might have been a little more cutthroat in terms of strategy.
Well, I would like to say good luck to both of you. You both definitely deserve to be here, and I can't wait to see the winner and reunion and everything. Love you.
Okay, thank you, Nick. Lauren is not here, and she did not send me a question, so Julian, you are next.
Hello. So first I want to say congratulations to the two of you for making finals. You both played very hard and you both deserve it. Oof, these smiles make this really hard, but we're going to make this interesting tonight. So as we know, there can only be one winner, and that means that there's going to be one loser. So what I want you both to do is to tell me why the other person does not deserve to win this game. You guys can choose who goes first.
Okay, I'll go since Megan's on mute. It's why she doesn't deserve to win.
Correct.
Okay. I don't think Megan, or I think Megan doesn't deserve to win because she, for at least the first half of the game, was a follower. And even a good way into jury, I think she was a follower to me. She did make moves, but they were moves that I wanted to be made. So while she may have been making moves, I think most of them were my moves. And I mean, a sheep is still a sheep no matter who they're sheeping.
Okay.
So, wow, okay, thanks, Caleb. I think I deserve to win over Caleb. One, because Caleb wouldn't even be here if it weren't for me. I did save him with Veto twice. At the times that I did save him, he was kind of the number one visible house target because of what he did by backdooring JJ, who was a well-liked player. And I think that I deserve to win over Caleb because I was, like I said, I was able to adapt to my situation. When Caleb was HOH, I was concerned that he might possibly be thinking of putting up me or JJ as a replacement. So what I did is I got on a call with him, and I initiated that call 1 hour before the POV ceremony. And we had an entire hour-long call, and that's basically what started the entirety of our alliance and our friendship in this game, and also basically what started Power of Three. And because I did that, I was able to – I don't know if he was or not at this point. I have not asked him if he was considering putting me up, but I do think that me having that talk with him and me having him feel comfortable that I was there for him and I was supportive of whatever decision he made, that's why he chose to put up JJ and not me or somebody else. And then I adapted to that situation while JJ was my final two up until that point. I knew that JJ was going to be detrimental to my game later on because he was a very outspoken player and a little controversial at times with people. And I knew that I had to cut my losses, so what I did was I adapted. And I was able to switch over and actually have Caleb feel comfortable, even though he was the one in power and he was the one that turned on JJ. Again, it was unfortunate because JJ is like one of my best friends, but I had to do what I had to do to get farther in this game. And I think if I had initiated that strong relationship with Caleb, then the Power of Three wouldn't have been created and Caleb would have been out the week after he was HOH.
Okay. Well, good luck to both of you. We'll just have to see how this goes, I guess.
Okay. Nick S. is here. Jack is next.
I have managed to lock myself in the bathroom, so that way I can actually talk during this goddamn party. So first off, to both of you, not who I expected to see, at least not the pair, but congrats either way. So my first question is going to be to Megan. So, throughout this game, you have shown you can physically win a comp and be strategic enough. And I've been on the opposite side this whole game from you. At least that's how it feels. So, seeing how I didn't really get a good insight into your game, the only insight I've gotten is the other jury members. So my main question is, why shouldn't I base how you were perceived off the other jury members?
I mean, I know that that's what you've gotten since we didn't get to talk a lot throughout the game, and I think that was just unfortunate that we didn't get to talk more and work together. But I do think that at least with me and you, it was very clear throughout the majority of the game, especially after the whole weird whodunit alliance rumor thing started, that me and you were kind of not working together and that we were kind of against each other. But I think the good thing for us was that we never were angry at each other, we never fought with each other, and we were always very straightforward with each other about the fact that maybe we were trying to get the other one out. We had that one call where we were very honest and open up front that like each other were our number one target at the time. So I think that while we didn't work together in this game, that did not mean we had a bad relationship, because there was no unnecessary fighting, there was no drama, there was no arguments. It was just pure game, and that is very respectful, I think, in this format. I think that I mean, I just hope that you consider everything that I'm saying tonight while I explain, that I might not have had the best jury management, but I had to do what I had to do to get here, and I think that what I did was worthy of a win, because while I might have, not been the best in terms of every single person in this jury, I was still able to be respectful in terms of a game for the most part, and hopefully keep friendships with every one of you outside of this game, because I don't have any bad blood against anybody, and I'd love to, be able to talk with everybody afterwards to, apologize and move on from the mistakes that I made and the issues that I had in terms of my behavior. But I think that when you look at it as a total package, I was the, more well-rounded player throughout this game, and I did what I had to do to get to this point, because if I didn't do some of those things that I did, then I would have been gone very early.
So thank you. Caleb, now my question to you. I've looked over this whole game, just like mentally reviewing it for this whole jury speech, and what I've oddly had a problem with, and this might just be myself, but I can't think of what you've done beside what your core three did. Like you and this may just be how it was perceived. So please tell me how you independently made moves that didn't just benefit the three.
I mean, that's a fair assumption because I did work with them pretty closely throughout the game. However, obviously, getting JJ out was more than just getting a powerful player out. I mean, it disintegrated that whole side of the house. And it got Megan to work with me. As she said, she came over to me afterwards, and that's how the Power of Three started. Moving past that, I was behind the Napolito backdoor and the Billy backdoor. Again, they were in power for that. But I think what really shines individually for me is the way that I was able to set myself up in this game. Yes, I had Drew, and yes, I had Megan in that alliance, but I also had almost everyone else, except for you. But, I mean, everyone else, to a certain point, was not going to put me up. And that's why I made it so far without being a final nominee, was because nobody was putting me up. And if they did, I had people to save me. So it was the way that I set myself up in this game to make it here. Yes, part of that was due to the Power of Three, but me, my social game, and strategically getting out people when they needed to go is what pushed me past Megan and Drew.
Okay, thank you both so much. Yeah, no, your questions have definitely swayed me one way. So good luck, and we'll see how the keys draw.
Okay, thank you. Nathan will be next. I do have a question from him. And then after we get through Nathan, since Lauren is on, I will let her go next. So is to Caleb. I'm not too sure how many alliances you had or how many people you backstabbed, but regarding the Ice 3 alliance we had with Lauren that we formed quite early on in the game, did you ever plan to work with us, or was it your plan all along to use us as votes and then dispose of us when it benefited you the most?
No, I actually really did like that alliance. That was again formed really early on, and that was the alliance that I stuck with at the early portion of the game. However, none of us were winning competitions, and it was kind of hard to do anything with just us three, and you weren't really there for anything. So it just got really hard, and then me, Megan, and Drew formed a pretty strong bond, and I realized that this alliance would be able to get me farther than Ice 3. It was sad that I had to kind of just bail on the alliance, but it's what I had to do to get me to this position, and I think if I stuck with Ice 3, I don't think I would be here right now. I really don't.
Okay, thank you, Caleb and Nathan. I will let Lauren go next. You're on mute, Lauren. Lauren, you're on mute.
Okay, so my mind's not made up yet. But so you both played two similar games. One did not give me the time of day and was very rude to people. And the other could not tell me to my face that he was evicting me. So give me a reason what was different between both your games and why I should vote for you.
I can start, I guess, since Caleb started the last time. We both got the same question, if you're okay with that. Caleb. Good. Okay. So I think that you should vote for me, Lauren, because as I have been told tonight, I was rude to people at times, and you weren't here before, but I really apologize for not being able to acknowledge that before, and not being able to realize that. But I think that you should vote for me because I play a very straightforward game. I'm not two-faced. I'm not fake. I don't make a bunch of alliances and promises. Because I feel, that in the integrity of the game, you just have to stick to your guns and stick to your word and do what you say you're going to do. So while I might not seem as socially strong as Caleb or as good with jury management, I stuck true to myself, and I didn't tell people lies. I didn't, say to people that I was going to do something and then turn on them later, because I don't believe in hurting people that way, making people feel one way and then going against it. That's why. When it came to Caleb and Drew, I was so undyingly loyal to the both of them because that was the one group of people that I did promise my loyalty to, and that's, who I did my loyalty to. As for the rest, it's not that I didn't want to work with people or that I didn't want to respect them. I just don't believe in giving people hope when that I'm going to be their ally if I might one day have to turn on them, because I think that looks a lot worse than being straight up and saying, hey, like, we have mutual respect for one another, but right now, like, we're not working together. When Nick came to me during the triple eviction, Nick said, hey, are you going to vote to save me? I said to Nick straight up, no, I'm sorry, I'm not. I know that, I've heard that you've been targeting me, so I'm not going to save you. Lamar came to me and asked, are you going to save me? And I told him as well, I'm not going to save you. If somebody asked me my decision, other than the one time when I told Jack that I was going to put up Nick, every other time I was very straightforward and honest with it because that's just how I believe in playing a game. And I know that it might outwardly, visibly come off as a little more mean. I think that in the end, it is the better strategy in the game of Big Brother. And I do think that in general, I was able to keep things respectful, not go personal, and not attack or hurt anybody, on a deeper level than the game.
Okay. So, I would probably be considered a bit more shady, a bit more of a backstabber. Honestly, wasn't the game that I wanted to play, but seeing that my social game it got me pretty far in the game, but then I had all these social connections, and I was like, oh, what do I do? So I kind of had to be shady and backstab at times where I didn't want to, but it was really all I could do. I mean, it was you and Drew on the block. I was going to backstab somebody. It just had to be a choice of who. So I had to go based off strategically what I thought was going to get me farther. And that's the case for a lot of these votes. It wasn't just that one. I had to do what was going to get me further in the game, and it's what got me here. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm sorry for it because I'm here. I'm sorry that I hurt you and probably a lot of other people. But, I mean, I can't apologize for the game that I played because I did it.
Okay, thank you, Lauren. We will move on to Drew, our final juror.
Congrats, Power of Three members. As you all know, right before I left, I told you people have different flavors. We can be sweet, we can be salty, or we can be bitter. I think I might have figured out flavors that I want to be. Megan, my first question is for you. Honestly, I literally dragged myself for my final plea for you to take me. And you did say that you believe in taking your ride or die, even though I told you that, you know, it's going to come to a close vote. And you're like, well, I don't care. I don't care about the outcome. With you saying that you don't care about the outcome, but you fought so hard to be here, why should I vote for you to win if you don't care about getting second?
Right, and I think that obviously is another situation of where I didn't exactly think my words through, because saying I don't care about the outcome. I mean, I do obviously care about the outcome. I want to win. I fought my damnedest to get here, and I do think, you know, that I deserve to win. Not that I don't care about the outcome, but that, you know, in the end, if something unfortunate happens and you know, I don't win, I'm not going to beat myself up about it, because I did what I said I was going to do, and that's pretty much, you know, how I live life. I do what I say I'm going to do. And I've been in games before where I have had a person who's a ride or die, and I have been cut at the final three because they thought they might have a better chance with the other person. And, you know, it's a game move, and it's smart, a game move, but it hurt really personally, and I didn't want to do that to somebody who I did get so close with this season and who I did promise a final two with, while I didn't ever explicitly promise your final two. Because like I said, I really tried my hardest not to promise people things if I didn't think I could go through on it. And so, you know, in the end, while I have hurt people and while I have turned on people who, you know, I might have been working with, I did stay loyal to the people I said I was going to be loyal to until I had to not be. And then in the end, I just had to choose the person who I promised my loyalty to the end to. I think that you should vote for me because I did prove myself to be loyal to Caleb, regardless of the situation coming in here and the jury possibly, you know, voting for him over me. I did what I promised I would do, because that at the end of the day will make me feel better than if I were to hurt somebody or you know, go against my word and then win. You know, I do think that I still deserve to win. I think that overall I did play a better, more well-rounded game. Yeah, and I just hope that you respect that. I do care about the outcome, but like we said, when we got to the final three, we knew that all three of us would be happy, whichever member of the Power 3 won, because we did that as the best alliance of 1984.
All right, thank you. And Caleb, are you asking for it?
I'm dying for it.
Okay, so you being a returnee, obviously we all know you was a flop bleep in your original season. Still love you, but you got first HOH and went out the week after.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously you went from second boot to making final two. What I want to know, with you being a returnee, obviously you care about this game. You want to prove yourself. You have. But one thing that I want to see tenacity. I want to see fire. I want to see why you want to win this game. And you might hate doing this, but I want you to drag the fuck out of Megan. Why do you think that you deserve to win and she deserves to win 1984?
Okay. Well, yeah, obviously being a returner, I flopped my first time. And I don't know, I probably told some of you, but I like dropped off the face of the earth after that happened. I was pretty distraught about it. It was my first org and I flopped hard and it hurt. It really hurt. I almost didn't even come back for this season because I didn't want to feel that again. But I was like, what the hell, you know, why not? And I mean, I did the damn thing. Whether I've shown it or not, I have had a fire under me this whole time. I knew I did not want to be a flop again. And I made sure I wasn't. I played such a good game, and I am so fucking proud of the way that I played. And I mean, whatever happens tonight, I'm going to go home knowing I played one of the best games here. And I'm happy. I'm so happy with that. Obviously, a win would be the cherry on top of the fucking cake, but now for me to drag Megan. Okay, Megan, you relied on comp wins and the power of 3. Without us, you would not be here. I can say without you, I might not be here as well, but I definitely would have had a better shot than you. I had social connections. I made people mad, that's true, but then I got them out the next week, so it was no big deal. You relied on us, period. You were a sheep to Billy. You were then a sheep to me. That's just the facts. Do you have a question, Billy?
I mean, I don't think I can talk.
You what?
I don't think I'm allowed to talk. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
Billy's time is over.
Oh, sorry.
That drag was real. It has given me some thought about who to vote, but no matter what, I still love both of you. And I'm sorry, Megan, that I had Caleb do that, but I wanted to see what he would do. Just saying.
Okay, with that, it is now time for the closing statements from the jury. So as Megan went first before, Caleb will go first this time. So you guys will have another 2.5 minutes. After that, it will be time to vote.
Okay.
Caleb, you have the floor.
I have fought so hard to be here. I have given this game my everything. I have made big moves. I played fearlessly. I played strategically. I did so well. And I hope you guys can see that. I hope you guys can see the moves that I made past my HOH wins. I hope you guys can see the moves that I made in the background, kind of under the radar, the things that I was doing. I hope you can see the position I was able to put myself in this game socially, because it was a fucking good position that I was in this game. And I really just hope you guys vote for who you think deserves to win. Whether that's me or Megan, it's up to you guys now. Thank you.
Thank you, Caleb. And Megan. We love this message from our supporters.
Sorry, guys. Someone was running the vacuum, so he couldn't come on yet. Am I good to go?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So I think I deserve to win this game. Clearly, I didn't realize that I pissed some people off, and that really sucks because, 1, I pissed people off, and 2, I was too oblivious to even notice it. So as I've said before, that's clearly something that I need to work on with myself. But like I said, I think I did what I had to do to get myself to this point, because if not, I would have been out a lot earlier in this game. No, Caleb, I don't think I was a sheep. I think that I had the potential to be a sheep, and I think that in the first weeks of the game, I was very terrified of being a sheep. I actually think I told you that many times. I was afraid of riding Billy's coattails. I was afraid of riding JJ's coattails. And in the beginning of the game, it was a lot like that, because it was a lot of them 2 back and forth trying to fight for their control, I guess, over my decisions in this game. So, you know, like I said before, when the opportunity came, I had to adapt, and I had to make sure that I wasn't going to be a sheep for either Billy or JJ. When you put up JJ, Caleb, I did choose to vote him out, and that is when I started that connection with you, because I knew that I had to make sure that I was in a better position in this game and not be guilty by association like Julian was. with Jack, or like Drake was with Brandon. So I did what I had to do. And then the same thing with Billy. I made the decision to put up Billy. It was the power 3 that helped me, that definitely agreed and said, yes, it would be a better move for your game in the long run. But I knew that since we hit jury, Billy would start winning comps. And I knew that Billy wasn't as loyal to me as he was to other people. So I knew that I would be in danger if Billy had stayed in this game. And I think he's admitted it before that he would have come after me at some point. So I had to do what I had to do to get somebody who was a big social and physical threat out of this game. I also was a big part of Napolito going home because I did win that power veto, and I did convince Nick to put up Napolito, and I even ensured Nick that Napolito would have the votes to go home to make sure that Nick would not be in danger after the coming weeks. The week that the rumors started with the whole Nick coming after me, Jack and Julian coming after me, not really sure knowing who was telling me the truth or not. You know, I still, even to this day, I'm not really sure what the truth was or not. But at the end of the day, I realized that at some point, all of those people could have said that they were going to come after me. So, you know what I did? I made sure that I worked with the people that I wanted to work with so that those people would go home. Because anybody who was targeting me in this game or who thought I was a threat, who wanted me out, I did what I needed to do, and I made those moves to get them out of this game so that I could get further, because I didn't want people who were targeting me in this game, because then I would be in danger. You know, like Jack, the one time I don't win a veto, or the one time I don't win an HOH, I knew that that would be me. So I got those people out. I got those people out in Billy's alliance that were probably really mad that I put him up and got him out.
Wrap it up.
I'm sorry, is that?
Yep, just wrap it up.
Okay, well, anyway, I don't think I was a sheep. I'm really, really sorry. I feel really bad that I pissed people off, but I think that I had a really good, well-rounded game in all 3 aspects. And I tied for the record for the most comp wins. I was the first female to win 2 HOHs. All those records, I broke those. I think I wasn't just a physical game. I think I was strategic and social as well, even though I made mistakes and did asshole things. I think that it got me here, and I think it makes me deserving of the win.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you both. Okay, jury, it now comes to you. You have heard their final pleas. So now when I call your name, you can send me your vote. You may also make one brief statement to the final 2 without revealing who you have voted for. Just so everybody knows, I do have votes from the jurors that are not here. We will have all the votes. They had the option to either send me a voting list or a list based on each final 2 option. So with that, Billy, you are first. Please go to your confessional chat and vote for who you want to win 1984.
3 quick things. 1, Megan, never thought you were a sheep. I thought we were always both on the same page. 2, the saddest thing that will ever happen this season is the fact that Jack has a better shot in getting into All-Stars than me. What the fuck? 3, Megan, Caleb, both of you did really well tonight, and I'm really impressed. It was a really tough vote, but I am swayed one way. So both of you, congrats and good luck. My vote is confirmed.
Thank you. Okay, next is Lamar. So I will go get his vote. Give me just a moment because I have to write it down.
Jack, no shade, by the way. You fucking slave.
Thank you, Lamar. Nick W., you are next.
Wow, I don't know who to vote for. You both applied for my ward. Oh my goodness. So good luck to both of you. I'm choosing between the pot and the kettle. I'm just kidding. Love you guys both. I don't even know where my fucking production chat is. Maybe I'll just put it in the jury chat.
Thank you, Nick. Lauren, you are next.
Okay, well, good luck to both of you. I'm voting for the person that played the best game. And so, yeah. You know, I'm not going to go find my chat. I'm confirming right here.
Thank you. Julian, you are next.
Good luck to both of you. I really enjoyed playing this game with you. However, I can only cast 1 vote tonight. So good luck to the person who's receiving it. I guess good luck to the person who's not getting it as well. My vote is confirmed.
Thank you. Nick S. is next. Give me just a moment to go get his vote. Okay. Thank you, Nick. Jack, you are next.
So first, the best thing to happen this season is me getting a more likely chance to go to All Stars than Billy. But the second thing, honesty and owning up to your game is important. If you lied, we know, we've compared notes. It's very, very obvious. With that, my vote is confirmed. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you. Nathan is next, so I will go get his vote. Okay. And Drew, the last vote will come from you, so please go to your confessional chat and send me your vote.
Again, congratulations to both of you. Good luck. I just want to say that I feel like my vote is for the person who had played not only a very well-rounded game, but was also fearless in doing so. So, love you both. Good luck.
Thank you. Okay. House guests, I have the votes. For the last time, it is time for the vote. These are votes for a winner. It takes 5 votes to win. Are we ready? Okay. Drew has voted for Megan to win 1984. Nathan has voted for Caleb to win 1984. It's 1 vote Caleb, 1 vote Megan. Jack has voted for Caleb to win 1984. 2 votes Caleb, 1 vote Megan. Nick S. has voted for Caleb to win 1984. Julian has voted for Caleb to win 1984. That's 4 votes for Caleb, 1 vote for Megan. Lauren has voted for Caleb. Congratulations, Caleb. You have won 1984 Dead Men Walking. Okay, just to confirm, Nick W. voted for Caleb. Lamar voted for Caleb. Billy voted for Caleb, which means Caleb won 8-1.
Wait.
Dre, you're fine though. Don't worry, you're fine.
No, I'm just quaking because
You
still
guys.
to this day, the jury votes have been only 1 vote in the row for the winners. Still.
Everyone has been 8-1 or however many to 1.
It's been 8-1 the past 2 seasons, 6-1 season 1 and 2. Okay,
Thank
so
you guys so much.
at this point, I am going to send the Zoom link to the pre-jurors. So I don't know if they will hop on or not, but as soon as I'm done sending that to them, we will get started.
Oh, JJ's about to have my ass. Oh no.
So I do want to say really quick, don't reveal who won to them until we are ready to begin so that we can get all their reactions with us.
So both of you act sad. Are we allowed to talk?
Both of you. Well done.
You guys can talk because it's going to take me a minute.
No.
So it
Well,
hasn't been.
congrats, Caleb.
Congrats,
Thank
Caleb.
you
You
guys.
both
Thank you all
definitely-
so much.
And
You both
congrats,
definitely
Meg.
played an amazing game. There's just something about an alcoholic that gets me going.
No,
I mean,
We love that.
we love the house drunk winning.
If somebody told me the person who got wasted on call to the point where they couldn't operate an Xbox, also sent their entire vote to the house call was going to, I probably would have quit.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Probably the messiest winner, that's for sure.
I just also want to point out, Nick W.
Yes.
You may or may not hate me after the rite of passage is posted.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Those two motherfuckers dragged all of you. I was the nice one in that.
No, ma'am.
As
I'm ready to
if.
get
I was
dragged.
nice.
As if.
I'm ready to get dragged in the rites of passage.
Yo, you're good. I'm dead.
So, Michael,
to be dragged.
we need to. What I'm hearing is we need to redo the jury roundtable real quick.
So do we need to change these votes? Anybody?
I mean,
Yo, I'm ready to be dragged.
I was fairly nice to everyone except for
So-
one person.
Drew, the tea about that was.
Ooh. I am ready to get
Actually, I
dragged.
can't.
If
JJ.
all three of you, so if you drag me, I'll be.
Alright, so we are not revealing the winner yet. We will reveal. They know who the winner is, but we are waiting to see who else pops on. Welcome back, JJ.
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay, so if everybody
I'm
could
so
mute for
sorry.
me, please. If everybody could mute. I haven't received any message about anybody else joining, so we yes.
I think we all not really able to.
Okay, so I'm going to mute some people. Okay, so Napolito and JJ, you are unaware of the events of the rest of the night. So we just crowned our winner by a vote of 8-1. The winner of 1984, Dead Man Walking, is Caleb. So Caleb is the winner of the season. So congratulations.
That drives me actually.
So JJ, you can tell us whatever you would like.
I didn't know I could be scalped without any words. Oh my gosh. Oh.
I don't know. I just felt like Megan deserved it, but
JJ, I'm a bitch.
Welcome,
I
Brandon.
didn't even know it.
Brandon, I miss you.
Brandon.
Brandon, you
Forget the
admitted it. By a vote of
voted for Megan.
8-1, by a vote of 8-1, Caleb won the season.
who voted for Megan?
True.
Drew voted for Megan.
As he should.
yes, JJ.
Okay, so would you guys like to get to some awards?
Let's
Oh,
go.
okay.
I got the line. You're wrong.
I can't wait.
Oh my
Cool. Repeat what you said
Cheers.
before. All rewards or awards.
Yeah.
To the
Award.
While I'm doing these awards, I need to make sure that you guys aren't talking over me too much because that definitely has happened in the past, and it just makes for a crazy evening. So, the first award of the night is the worst move of the season. So we have two nominees for. The first nominee is
Just
Julian
two?
voting out Lauren, and the second nominee is Nick S's HOH Rain. The winner of the worst season is Julian voting out Lauren.
Yeah.
Really?
This,
Really?
for this is
I
because
mean,
I mean,
Julian,
both of them were
pretty
really
dumb.
dumb.
Julian voting out Lauren kind of led to the actions of Nick's bad HOH Rain. So if
Nick,
Julian
To
had
be fair, I was going up under a Nick HOH anyway because he doesn't like me.
Yeah. So if
That's the
Julian
truth.
had voted out Drew, obviously the Power of Three Alliance would have been down to 2 members, and it would have been a lot harder for them to be sitting in the final 2. Like they
Yeah.
My
That was
counterpoint to
so
that, my counterpoint
questionable.
to that though, my counterpoint to that though is that I still get 7th because Nick still wins HOH. I still go up. I still go home. So it
Not
doesn't matter.
necessarily.
So for
because-
Julian's specific game, it might not have been the worst move, but for the overall game, it was a bad move overall. So
No, Lauren was winning that HOH.
See, I thought
we'll never know.
I
We'll
thought Drew
never
would
know
have my
now.
back.
Never
I
know.
thought Drew would have my
HOH,
back and not
we'll
completely
never
erase the
know
H
now.
from
My
history.
time was coming. It really was. That's not down to get me out. I would have won this game.
We love
So
it.
that's why I'm not so mad, but it's okay.
So does that Does that mean that Julian still gets a spot if you ever do a flop stars?
This list is.
Okay. The
I mean,
next,
we all know I ain't making all stars, so I fucked up this horribly.
the next award is Best Move of the Season. Okay, so there's 3 nominees. The first nominee is Drew flipping the move around, or telling everybody that Kendall leaked her alliance like week 1. That's the first nominee. The second nominee is Caleb nominating JJ. And the third nominee is Megan nominating Billy. So, the winner of this award is Caleb nominating JJ.
Damn it, Caleb.
The
That was a good move.
The reason that Caleb
I
wins
know.
the award rather than Megan is because Caleb nominating JJ is what sparked the Power of 3 alliance that ended up basically running, whereas Megan nominating Billy was a move like through the alliance. It wasn't the move that started the alliance, but both of them were very high contenders. That was the closest award that we had for all of the awards. That was the closest one. So, okay.
Megan.
So the next award is Best Alliance of the Season. So the nominees are.
We're done for it.
The nominees are The Power of 3
And that's it.
and The Power of 3. Honorable mention to the nudes chat. Just, the winner of the Best Alliance of the Season is The Power of 3. It was created the week that JJ left, and then from that point on, they ran. So there was many points that one of them could have gotten the boot, and somehow, one way or another, they were the final 3. However, they managed to do that. They did it. So
Y'all are so dumb for letting them escape like that.
There's so many points.
I was laughing my ass off the whole time from the alumni chat, calling you all idiots.
After Billy left, it became so obvious that the 3 of you were working together, and I was like, oh my god. And then once Caleb went HOH, I was like, well, there's nothing I can do at this point right now. So I might as-
After the first 4 jury beats were the most tragic beat lists.
They really were.
I do want to point.
What about me?
real
Shit.
quick, I do want to point out real quick. I have a huge gratitude for Julian because if it wasn't for him specifically, I would not have made the top.
going back to worst.
I'm not trying to be like shady or anything. Like I
Way to
do.
bring it back to the worst.
I'm very thankful, and it
I'm,
really did break
I'm
my
a loyal
heart.
person.
It
I'm a loyal-
did
I like
break
that
my
you're
heart.
talking
I did
like
have
you
to
want
go
to.
Yeah, right.
It really did. It broke my heart, but I knew by that point, even if I was to vote the other way and it tied, I knew you were still going to go home anyway. So, had it been possibly the other way around, I would have voted to save you. Honestly.
Nick would have evicted Julian in the tie.
Yeah, Nick hates me.
He was
We've
going
said
to.
sometimes. Nick
That
literally
would have.
I can confirm Nick S. would have saved Megan if it was a tie.
The only reason he put Megan up was because he knew that would cause Julian to go home. He knew me and Drew weren't going to vote her out.
Me a day.
He literally gave us a free week.
Okay, so
Wow.
the next award is the most robbed pre-juror. So the nominees: Drake, Brandon,
Nice.
Jay, and Napolito.
Heather.
The winner of the most robbed pre-juror is JJ. So JJ definitely
Wait,
had.
why?
Where'd he go? Wait, where's JJ? Oh, there you are. Oh, you're right there.
JJ definitely.
Nick did too much already.
JJ definitely had a good game going for him. I think it was a great move for to get him out. I think he was absolutely correct that JJ could have ended up winning this game. So getting him out that early was a very smart move. But I think JJ had a lot left in him to play. So also we were robbed of a jury music video without JJ and without all the pre-jurors would have been great.
I feel like that's why
waiting
Billy
for
was
the
so mad at me.
aerial. I was waiting for the back spring aerial.
Oh yeah, no, Caleb, that was 100% like one of the biggest reasons.
I know, you like listed off everyone you went into the jury video.
Drew, I just did one for a intro clip for a different game. I'll Skype it to you right now.
Yes, bitch.
Oh, this just got quiet.
Need to see these splits, honey. I've been dying without the splits for a while.
I've been asking for it. I'm doing it.
Okay. So the next award is the Most Robbed Juror Award. And this was
Also, JJ.
Lauren.
all of these awards were voted upon by production. I don't think I put that out there before, but the Most Robbed Juror nominees, there are 5 of these that have been nominated. Billy, Lauren, Jack, Nick W, and Lamar.
Oh no.
So,
Hi, I'm back.
mention for the rest of you because you were all robbed, but the most robbed juror, according to production, is W. So Nick W,
Wait, really?
the most robbed.
My boyfriend's on production. Do you really think it was going to be anything?
You heard it here first, sisters.
Who would have nominated? Michael, sorry, I was off. Michael, I was off.
I want a revote. Can we have a revote?
Was I nominated? Wait, I just got disconnected. Was I nominated? Yeah.
Yes, you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take it.
Wait, was Lauren nominated?
Yes.
Okay,
Good.
good. I was about to be like,
Okay.
so I'm gonna pull an Adele and say Lauren was the most robbed juror ever, and I just don't think I deserve this crown. I'm giving it to Lauren.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my crown.
The next
like
award.
like there in the corner looking guilty as hell, knowing that he was the main influencer.
The next award is.
Hey, I was not the only one who voted for Nick W.
The next award is the underdog of the season.
I don't know about that.
Okay, if this isn't Jack, I will flip
The
the
underdog
table.
of the season nominees are Nick S, Julia, and Jack. The winner is Jack. Jack is
Good.
the underdog of the
Good.
season. He was nominated week 2, turned it around, got himself. He literally saved himself many times. Even the time that he didn't save himself, he ended up being. So
We're so confused at that. Like,
Can that be the dumbest move of the season that wins unpunished?
look,
I feel like
yeah, the only thing about that, it would have been a bad move, but
if he left, but he stayed.
so he
Sad.
so yeah.
Because I promised him he'd stay. I stick to my promises when I make promises. Like I said.
Okay.
Why did you just adapt to Brooklyn accent there? What the fuck?
If that would have been the dumbest move of the season, think about how different this game would have went.
Yeah.
Like if Jack actually went home that week.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I would have been home. I would have gone home the week
Yeah,
after.
exactly.
Yeah, that would have followed Megan right out the door.
I would have been. Me and Caleb would have gone home in that triple eviction, like do 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 do.
Damn fucking right, you would have. Damn right.
Megan would have said,
So, no, actually, you know what? Caleb would have won because I'm fucking shit at crosswords. So that's just a tear.
no, because Jack probably. Yeah, I still would have gone home.
Yeah. Well, I think had I stayed.
Caleb, I love you.
I love you too.
Imagine if Jack had won
Mm-hmm.
If Jack would have won that.
So God.
No, I still would have been.
And the award
Okay, moving on. Where's the next
and
one?
the award for best reaction goes to Caleb when Julian won veto.
Literally kick rocks.
Okay. The next award is Comp Beast of the Season. The nominees are Jack, Megan, and Caleb. The statistics say it all. Megan, you are the Comp Beast of the Season. I believe Megan won 7 out of 18 comps that she played in. So, yeah, pretty good.
All those pre-jury vetoes got you, girl.
Man, I could have done so much better too. I could have broke the record.
Can I
Megan
just-
did
bruh.
tie the record with Jabbar of the most comp wins in a season. So Megan tied the record with Jabbar. So is the female that has won the most competitions of 1984 in one season.
I'm literally
Shout
Paul.
out to Bria.
I am Paul. Hi.
Didn't
Well,
she win the most
no, we all
HOHs
agree with you,
too?
honey.
What was that?
Didn't she also win the most
Caleb
HOHs
Nicole.
in one season?
Are we allowed to talk about the
Oh,
jury
yeah, I
roundtable?
won 5
In
HOH.
the most HOHs in a season as well.
So, are we allowed to talk about the jury roundtable right now?
Not yet because I still have some.
Really not. Please, I really don't ever want to hear it.
Okay, so the next award is the social game of the season. The nominees are Drew, Lauren, and Caleb. So the winner of the social game of the season is Drew. So Drew definitely had a great social game. He was able to go from, or he had a lot of people that he was working with early on. He was able to obviously find the alliance that he was in, but then did have connections that even when he did end up on the block, he was able to stay. So there you go.
Interesting.
Okay, not gonna lie.
So the next is for the strategic game of the season. So the nominees are Drew, Megan, and Caleb. The winner of this award is
Their minds.
the winner of this award is Caleb. So obviously all three of you had great strategic games. It just, at least what production saw, Caleb was kind of in the front of all the strategic moves, while Megan and Drew were both right with him. Caleb initiated the turn on JJ, and that's what started the alliance. And so yeah, throughout, Caleb definitely was getting what he wanted done. So
Can I just say the Power of Three members, we literally all represent one thing of Big Brother. Social strategy.
They're the Powerpuff Girls. Drew is Bubbles. Caleb's Blossom. And Megan's Buttercup.
I'm wearing green. I'm wearing green.
I'm sure.
Fuck, I'm
I'm angry, and
Blossom.
apparently I'm a bitch. So.
Okay.
Blossom because Caleb's the lead. Blossom Caleb because he's the leader. Drew Butter. What was it?
Bubbles.
Shut the fuck! I got it.
Drew Bubbles because he's
Okay, so the next couple of awards are the big ones that you guys have been waiting for. The award is Hero of the Season. The nominees are Lauren, Julian, and Jack. The winner of Hero of the Season is Jack. Jack bottom. He went through this game. He was definitely an underdog, as we've seen before. So yeah, Jack gets the Hero of the Season award.
If HLC isn't nominated for villain, I'm.
Nick's about to be mad at me. The villain of the season nominees are Megan, Caleb, and Nick W. So,
why Nick W?
Have you seen what's been happening?
That's where you tuned in. We tuned in.
They
No.
pop off from time to time.
Popped off on HLC. He's popped off on Caleb.
I got popped up on a couple times.
I mean, he kind of deserved it.
I was not in the game, and I was still throwing shade at everybody there.
okay, so the winner.
I still love that the best roast that you could come up for me was that I left too early.
No, I said my roast was sorry you had to split from the game.
Too early. I love that that's the best roast that you could come up for.
Honestly.
I was just trying to get one for everybody, and I couldn't even do that.
All right.
Anyway, sisters, we got
Nick,
awards
I'm
to
gonna
get
just say,
to.
Nick,
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
just say some of your roasts were on point. First of all, Caleb Barr, we miss you. Second of all, Nick, some of the roasts that you had, I could have done better on my weakest link game, and that's the thing.
What can I
Megan
say?
makes me.
You guys don't give me good material.
Yeah, I miss it.
Seriously, what's up?
Award.
Megan. So y'all like Megan?
One.
I thought this roast was so
No.
fucking fun.
The villain of the season is Megan. So, obviously, Caleb was a good choice as well, but overall, Megan, I think, was, at least from a viewer standpoint, Megan was seen as head of that side. Now, I believe that Megan and Caleb were both kind of at the head. More Caleb with the strategic moves, but I think from a viewer standpoint, Megan was more of the villain of this season. So next we get to the player of the season. The player of the season nominees are Megan, Caleb, and Jack. So the player of the season is Caleb. So Caleb, congratulations. Obviously, Caleb played a great game. Megan and Jack both played great games as well. But overall, I think Caleb's game was just a little bit.
I'm actually curious to see whether if Megan took Drew, would she have had a better shot at winning? I'm not going to
Probably,
ask,
yeah.
but I'm curious because I think she would. I think you would have.
I think Megan probably would have won if she took Drew.
I tried to help Megan.
Okay, so we have one more award to give out.
Drew was Victoria.
So normally we would have done 10 Gage's favorite. However, with the drama of that last season, we did the alumni favorite. So it's the alumni favorite juror. So the top three in this vote were Jack, Julian, and Nick W. So the winner of the alumni's favorite juror is Jack. So congratulations, Jack, on being the alumni's favorite. So with that, that is all the awards I have for you. So I know another hot topic that you guys want to know about is the draft teams. So
Can I say something first? Because I might not have a chance to say it later.
yes, you can.
So thank you for Hero of the Season. I fucking deserve it. And thank you to the all the alumni who were my stands. Especially Nikita. As much as Michael, you didn't like her, she was completely supporting me this whole way through. So like, add her back. That's all I have to say.
I love Nikita so much.
Okay. So
Still one of the greatest moments ever with the Final Six Discord Who Done It dinner ceremony when Jack was making his maybe farewell speech.
Are we talking about Who Done It or 1984?
Oh, y'all don't even know Nikita and Jack had the cutest showmans in Who Done It.
True.
Okay, so the
Nick
draft
and Boyd had the best showmans in 1984.
The draft teams, I will start with the person who lost their team first, going all the way to the person who won the draft. Blake lost all of his players. His team was Chandler, Napolito, and
Chandler on who?
JJ.
Oh, interesting.
Now I know why Blake disliked me so much.
You must be the last person to pick.
The next person out of the draft was Sam. Sam had Kendall, Jack, and Lauren. Oh wait, no, sorry. Jason was the next person out. Sam was next. Jason had Julian, Nick S, and Heather. Jason is TJ7. He was on production for season 1 and 2.
Bye, Jason. Picking Heather. Goodbye. You picking Heather and not me. Are you insane?
And then Sam was up next with Lauren, Jack, and Rachel. So that means the top 3 of the draft was the same as last season, as it should be. Paige and
no.
So third place in the draft was myself. I had Drake, Brandon, and Drew.
Me and Drew carrying that draft team.
Drew really carried.
They had Michael not
was
winning the draft.
First person.
Drew is tired.
Drew was the first person picked in the draft.
Drew said, I'm tired of carrying this team.
That's a good first pick. I'll give you that.
Okay, so place in the draft was Burks. Burks had Nathan, Megan, and Nick W.
Who?
What a team.
Oh, dang.
I was in the winning draft team!
So, Paige won the draft this season. She had Lamar, Caleb, and Billy.
That is iconic.
Yes,
And that is
Paige.
fucking-
Wait, who did Burks have?
Burks had, it was Nick W, Megan, and Nathan.
Who's
I would,
that?
I would just like to say that if we're averaging it, Burks won the draft. If we're averaging placement, Burks won the draft.
Caleb, thank you for letting me win at least one.
I just want to say,
course.
part of me is so glad that Paige won the draft because I know I'm not going to be picked last next year. And second, AJ and Napolito, you guys took me out of the freaking draft pre-jury. I couldn't sleep every night.
Hey, Paige, you're loyal.
You know, I was thinking, I was on a production call with Blake and Michael and everybody the night I put up Napolito. And Blake had made this face when I told him I was putting up Napolito. And looking back at it, I know why.
Yeah. Nick, I actually want to know because you told me that Megan pushed for me to get back forward.
I had already decided I was putting you up. I just was like, I wanted
Yeah.
to make sure that the house knew, or that I'd have the house's votes.
Michael, if I may ask, what was
Megan,
the,
I swear to God, you have it. You have the house votes. And I was like, okay, good. Then we're making this.
Billy, what's your question?
Okay.
the order. What order were we all
Okay. Okay, so I will give you just straight out the order in a row. So it was, let me see, Drew, Billy, Nick W, JJ, Lauren, Julian, Nick S, Jack, Napolito, Megan, Caleb, Brandon, Drake, Lamar, Nathan, Chandler, Kendall, Heather.
We love Burks picking me.
I love going into the season already a favorite.
Burks,
obviously I came 11th, but pick number 2. I'll fucking take that. Thank you, Paige. I love that.
I was between picking Billy and Drew, and I wasn't sure why I decided what I did, but I did. So,
you said better with Drew 100%.
Give me just a moment. My mom's calling me. You guys can talk about what you want.
I love that.
I'm sorry. I'll pick second. I feel like I'll let you. I'll pick second. I feel like I'll let you all down. First of all, my ego is way up because of that.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Who?
Why did you guys feel like it was my time that week instead of like 2 or 3 weeks later?
I'm from what I know, I think Caleb is the only person who knew was going up. Or at least maybe a couple other people.
I had talked to people. I had talked to Drew and Nick S before. They were the only
And
two.
Napolito.
No.
about me?
The only thing I said to Napolito was, would you be willing to use the veto? I didn't say who would be the replacement nominee. I just asked him for veto. Nick S. and Drew were the only ones who knew that you would possibly be a replacement nominee, but there was other people who I knew wanted you out, Lauren, Billy being them.
And I will say the only reason why I was okay for you, JJ, to go that early was because I wanted to be closer with Megan, and I pretty much knew that y'all had, if not a final 2, a very close connection with each other. So I figured I might as well try to snip that string while it was still fresh, so I could end up getting a strong bond with her.
I was actually literally that week about to propose an alliance to you.
Well, JJ, I want you to know that I wasn't.
Yes, I was gonna say you, me, Megan, Nick W, and Billy.
Oh, me when I wasn't in there.
Wait, you said you were going to include me in that alliance.
Oh yeah,
For
Napolito.
me, JJ, I was just like, I've been planting seeds to get you out like 3 weeks beforehand. Like, I knew you were like a huge player, and I also really wanted to get like.
Which is.
Shut the fuck up! I wanted to solidify something close to with Megan. Sorry, and I knew that you.
Billy
were
always
taking
tells
it
me to
up.
shut the fuck up.
Why am I getting interrupted? Sorry.
Billy has like.
Billy, you're gonna chill
Oh,
right
hey,
now.
Michael.
No, I do angry just to be fun. Nah, but first of all, Drew, you got a haircut, bro. It looks good.
Yeah,
What
bro.
was I saying? Yeah, I just wanted to be closer to Megan, I think. And I think you two would have taken each other instead of me. So that's why I wanted to get you out there.
After what happened in Whodunit? Really?
Can I ask something though? Why did you get so mad at me when I put him up then?
I didn't want him out that early. I wanted him out at like 11, not 13.
I just want to make sure.
Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you all. Like, had at least like planned out like in my head, and actually, no, because no. One of the other reasons I was mad because I really wanted Jade's video. But I had like a boot list like my head.
Oh no, you gave it to me.
And it'd be like JJ taking out 11, then the triple eviction happened, and then I would take out Caleb because he was being a little bit, he was being too much of a shady motherfucker after that.
Yeah, I'm so surprised y'all let him slide under the radar after that shit.
I mean, I tried.
After Megan nominated Billy.
I mean, the second Jack left, I knew that Megan or Caleb were winning the season. So
pretty much.
At that point, I was just like, let's see what happens.
I'm not gonna lie, even I knew that.
I genuinely.
You had a non-factor. You had a really good social player who was tacked along with them, but I didn't feel like the jury would respect social over strategic. And then you had Julian, who played well, but not better. He was on like the losing side the whole time.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm sorry, I heard my name. What?
Megan.
I said you played a good game, but you were on the losing side, so I didn't think you had the chance to win once it hit Final Six.
Yeah.
That's fair.
True. Had you like allowed me to talk to you and I proposed that alliance, would that have changed anything?
I love you, JJ, but you were a big threat, honestly. And at the time, I didn't know how big of a threat Megan and Caleb was for my game compared to you. I knew straight off the bat how big of a threat you were that could hinder my game, whether or not we worked together and was in an alliance together, especially with the alliance you said he was going to propose. That was a pretty big alliance. So people would have to flip earlier than whereas Power of Three, we didn't have to flip until literally the final three.
Oh yeah, Caleb. Yeah, one of the other reasons. I actually genuinely like us closer to you when we were talking when you were HLH. I was closer to you than a lot of other people. So when you nominate JJ, who's one of my other closest allies, then not telling me about it, that's why I think that's like the main reason why I got picked as well.
It was shady what I did, but I didn't want anyone to know just in case.
I mean, like looking at the viewer, it's the best move all season. Like I knew it, and I knew it in depth as well. So, Drew, actually, I was going to say, Drew, at the final three, I was like, there's no chance in hell that Drew's getting the final jury placement. Like, I was confident that you were making final two. So that's why I was like,
I wasn't. Since Final Four, I had a strong feeling that Megan and Caleb had a Final Two.
I was so confused. What week was it where Megan was
I did
nominated?
a triple eviction.
What week was it where Megan was nominated?
Final seven.
I was so surprised and dumbfounded that you guys did not vote out Megan at the final seven. I was literally in her PMs calling everybody stupid.
Me?
I mean, Power of Three.
I wasn't gonna do that.
I
She's a loyal bitch.
So I understood why.
Yeah, she's extremely loyal, but like.
See, I was not aware.
She's loyal to me, so why would I vote that out?
See, here's my logic. I was not aware that Caleb and Drew had flipped on me because I thought we were still.
I know.
I thought so too.
If y'all went to see Nick S at first, thought that me and Caleb were gonna vote to save him.
Y'all have no idea how much I was keeping my mouth shut, and like there were several people still in the game feeding me information about the game and like trying not to like give any like facial clues or like talk about what was happening because I knew that Caleb, Drew, and Megan had a final 3 since I left.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. You told me that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I
I
didn't.
thought I was playing a good game, but like in hindsight now, I'm like, wow, I really fucked this entire season up, huh?
And then Julian told me at like the final 8 about an alliance that he had with both Drew and Caleb in it, and it took everything within me not to like start giggling and like making faces and things.
Julian, I would not have evicted you if you were up against anyone else.
I mean, the point is the same. The point is the same. I basically ruined the season.
I would have to disagree with you there, but
no, Caleb ruined the season.
If Caleb and Drew had evicted Megan at that time, then it would have been the dumbest move of the season on them. Because Megan, had they not had Megan, it would have been a lot tougher time for them for the double eviction and every single stage going through that. So.
But Caleb was really prepared for those comms.
There's really no fault to it. It really only came down to what Jack fucking.
I feel like as frustrating as it was for
Nathan. Sorry for getting you, Nathan. I'm not. And then what Nick did as well.
Exactly. Who?
I feel like for as frustrating as it was as us to watch as like the jury. Like, it was really smart. Also, Drew, was Bussy Boys a joke to you?
No, actually,
watch the rights. Watch the rights.
I was waiting for the reading to say to admit something, which I'm sure people probably figured out pretty like early on. I was the one vote for Nick W to stay in the triple because of Bussy Boys. I did not vote for Nathan to stay. Obviously, Nick W has won a comp. Nathan hasn't, and I had a final 2 with Nick W. So, although I did know that Nick W wasn't going to stay,
Can I give you a
still wanted to show that I was loyal to Nick W till the bitter end.
Can I give you a theoretical?
See.
So, let's say, for whatever fucking reason, I survived that triple. And it was Final 7, and the nominees were still the same. Would you or would you not have voted Megan out?
Oh, I would have voted Megan out. I would have voted Megan out. I love her to death, but honestly, by Final 7...
Drew said I would have had Caleb, I would have had Nick W.
Well, the reason why is because...
He also had me.
Final 7...
You were in Final 7, Napolito.
Pre-jury.
I was the most robbed pre-juror. Back off.
I don't agree.
That's fine. You were making the decision.
Nick W, had you been in Final 7, I would have been more willing to cut Megan because I still would have had that social connection with you and that Final 2 with you. But because I didn't have that at Final 7, I had no choice but to stick with Power 3, where I had more loyalty with them than I did with Julian.
Absolutely. As you should have.
Okay, so does anybody have any questions for production that you would like answered before we end this reunion?
I actually want to know, like, the week of my eviction, Michael, what did that vote ever flip because there was a rumor about it, or was it always against me?
There was a point in time that you were staying.
I tried.
Yeah, there was a point in time that you were staying. Ended up with you going. So.
What about me?
Who flipped it though?
I love you, JJ, but you were gone.
I really did go.
That is why JJ does
tried
not deserve
so
to
hard
be
to
a Rob
say
juror.
that
A
Okay,
free
there's
juror.
one big thing that I want to reveal to you guys. The week that Drake left,
Jack was the vote.
obviously, the House vote was one vote. Jack did have the one vote, which he did reveal, I believe, in the blog. Jack was the vote Heather got, and then Heather had a vote. So, what you guys did not know is that Lamar had to cast a tie-breaking vote, which means that had Heather not had the vote and had Lamar, or obviously if Lamar was like a typical HOH and Jack voted with the House, Drake would have still left. So
Yeah, I've been saying that.
the eviction of Drake would have still happened.
Yeah, it would have been
So
6.
that-
Like I've said that a million times. Drake would have left 6-5 in that vote anyway because Jack would have voted with the House. It was a 5-5 vote. I worked that out a while ago. So I would have stayed 6-5.
Yep.
This is
So
news
that
to
was
me,
something
okay, Julian? Don't
that
worry.
a lot of people.
All right, well, that's it, all right.
Does anybody else have any questions for me before we are done?
In Billy's
love
vote,
his cornbread?
Billy
I'll ask
understand.
it. I'll ask this. Any info about season 5?
As of right now,
Do I get to come back?
as of right now with season 5, we are planning for applications to go out mid-March. That is not official, but that's the current plan. We have a theme, but we are not revealing it yet, but we will when it gets closer. As of right now, the season will be all newbies, but also, if that changes, we will let you guys know.
Come on, let's do a fans versus fans favorites.
Does anybody else have
Let's do a fans versus production favorite.
Cornbread is first boot.
Can't wait for Blake to enter season 5. We all know that it's happening.
If you're missing out on all your org fun during the off season of 1984, play for 35 apps open up in January.
In July.
Actually, you guys,
You're still
Trinity,
missing out on the org fund. You also apply for only one left, which is a challenge org hosted by me.
you guys should actually super apply to Trinity. 1984 came really close, but Trinity is still the favorite game that I have ever played. Julian's a great host, and you should definitely check out his series.
I mean, if I just...
Michael's been scalped.
Love you, but get better.
Michael's
get better.
gone.
I'm not bitter.
Knowing me with 10 go jobs, I just put them in, forget the rest, I'll submit.
Also, just for Nicole F's stupid bitch ass, I didn't first off, I didn't evict Billy that night or that week. I saved him, dumb bitch. Number 2, I
don't say.
On a video for a while. Eddie, you're a garbage person, and I don't like you. You're trash. You're the only person on 10Gauge that hates me because I am what? Unproblematic. Meanwhile, you're sitting there looking up ex-boyfriend of mine Snapchats, trying to message them, getting them to break up with me. So, and also, on top of that, want to sit there and say derogatory things about me, want to sit there and talk shit about me and my family. So thank you for being an asshole. Goodbye.
And with that, thank you guys for tuning in to season 4 of 1984.
And that's all for season 4 of 1984.
No. Check out
good
Who
night.
Done It season 3 premiering January 6th.
No.
And
Good
I'm making a
night.
big brother game too. That's it.
We love all these plugs. Okay.
Oh, I wasn't done. I wasn't done. My mom just... I wasn't done.
Okay, so...
also, Eddie, like I said to HLC, you're a rat.
Okay, so with
You may
that...
proceed, Cornbread.
Can I? With that is it for season 4 of 1984. I loved this season. This was a great cast. We finally got a cast.
The best.
We
The
finally
best
got a cast
season.
of people who none of you quit or were expelled. Good job on that. So congratulations to Caleb on his win. Megan played a great game as well. So congratulations to you. And then Drew, you as well. Great game. Thank you guys for such a great season.
You're welcome.
If you ever have applying to an org, please apply when Season 5 comes out. I would love to have new faces. So with that,
and Trinity and Whodunit.